What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Pokemon Platinum. In the last episode, we began the Elite Four challenge, taking down Aaron, Bertha, and Flint in the last episode. All that remains is the final member of the Elite Four and the champion. But first, we got to get through this guy. You timed your arrival well. I've just finished reading a book, you see. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Lucian. I am a user of the Psychic type. I must say, you've already proven yourself to be outstanding by coming this far. They say I am the toughest of the Elite Four. I'm afraid I will have to go all out against you to live up to that reputation. And so, we begin our battle against Will from Johto, but the one who orders Starbucks. I mean Lucian. Sorry, it's the same freaking character, but with different hair. Lucian is going to start out with a Mr. Mime with the ability Soundproof. It has Psychic, Light Screen, Reflect, and Thunderbolt, and those second and third ones are the ones you're going to need to watch out for, because obviously it's going to try to do a lot of setup to make the rest of this fight a lot more annoying. We're going to try to Shadow Ball this thing and take it down as quickly as we possibly can with Geist, but unfortunately its defenses are going to hold pat, and yeah, there you go. And I'm sure it's also going to get the benefits of a full restore here in a second. Let's try a little Dark Pulse here and see how much damage this does. It's probably not going to be crazy. If I absolutely have to sacrifice Gyoja for a single Brick Break, I will. I absolutely will. But luckily, we've already knocked a couple of turns off so far, and I am not too worried about Mr. Mime retaliating, because Psychic will hurt a little bit. Thunderbolt obviously won't hurt at all, so we should be fine. Let's see how much that Psychic damage is. It is... it's pretty decent, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. This is gonna pretty much be all on Geist and Era to win this fight, because yeah, this Psychic type specialist is... my team is not really well equipped for it. Let's just put it that way. Okay, yeah, this is definitely where I'm going to need to switch. So I'm actually going to go over to Gyoja just so I can break this thing. I know the Psychic is probably going to knock me out very quickly here, but I want to get rid of that light screen. Espeon is a pure Psychic type Pokemon with the ability Synchronize, which whenever it is inflicted by a status condition, it then copies that status condition over to the Pokemon that inflicted it. So if, like, for instance, I were to paralyze Espeon right now, Espeon would then paralyze me. It has Psychic, Quick Attack, Shadow Ball, and Signal Beam. And if Gyoja can somehow tank this, but I really doubt he will, I'm going to try to dish out a last-second close combat. It did not work out well. I thought so. Espeon's got really high special attack, and that is working right there. I'm actually going to switch to Era for this one, just because she is... well, I guess Espeon has Shadow Ball. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Oh, well, we need to get rid of this Espeon, because this Espeon is going to be a big pain in the butt. Hopefully, Era can withstand this hit right here, just enough to throw out one more Shadow Ball of her own and knock this thing out. This is one... I mean, I'm honestly worried about all Pokemon in this fight, because they all have different potentialities to just wipe the floor with me. But down goes Espeon, thank goodness. Okay, we got rid of that one. And then we're going to be moving on to the next one. And... ooh, you're throwing out Gallade next, huh? Interesting choice. Okay, so yeah, his strongest Pokemon is this one right here, Gallade, with the ability Steadfast, and I'm actually going to look up what that does. I think it raises something. Yeah, Steadfast increases the Pokemon speed stat by 1 stage whenever it flinches. The speed boost will only apply if the flinching message is displayed. So yeah, level 59. It's got the Citrus Berry. It's also got Psycho Cut, Drain Punch, Leaf Blade, and Stone Edge. And I know for a fact this thing is going to be quicker than I will be. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this turn to use a Max Revive on Gyoja, because I need him for later. So let's do that really quickly. There we go. And Gallade is going to not use Stone Edge. Wow. I mean, Psycho Cut's still going to hurt a lot, but I was expecting Stone Edge. Okay, still knocked us out. That's fine. I'm not, like, too worried about that. The thing about Gallade is it is a little bit of a glass cannon, so I should be able to take it out pretty easily. In fact, I don't want to use Psycho Cut. No, oh, I'm super tempted here. I don't want to switch to Geist, though. I'm actually really at a loss here as to what I want to do, because there's not a lot of super great options. I'm actually going to switch to Triton here. Oh, what am I doing? It has Leaf Blade. I'm so stupid. Sorry. Well, okay. Triton, you're just going to be... I totally spaced. Gosh dang it. I'm just going to use this energy root here, and we're going to use this on Geist really quickly. There we go. Just going to deal with it. It's fine. This is going to hurt. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry, Triton. I completely forgot that it had Leaf Blade, and you are definitely going down to this because ouch. Oh, my goodness. Well, okay. Not even a critical hit, too, and that was a lot of damage. See, this is what I meant why this fight was a little bit more tricky than the other ones. All right, let's try it. Let's try Geist here. It doesn't really have anything that should hurt too bad, so I'm going to hit it with the Shadow Ball. We are faster. That's good. And again, like I said, Gallade is a bit of a glass cannon, so hopefully we can just one-shot this thing or at least bring it really darn close. Okay, that is actually a lot more... That tanked it way better than I was expecting it to. Holy crap. Okay, Leaf Blade. That is what it's going to go with for Geist. Interesting choice. All right, I don't hate that. Let's keep using Shadow Ball here. I am really banking on Geist speed for a lot of this fight because otherwise I don't really know what else I'm going to do here. Still survived. Did lower its special defense, though, so that's good. Psycho Cut. Okay, this is probably going to hurt the most. Can Geist tank it? Yes. Okay, did. Perfect. And down goes Gallade. And I may have to do some switching here in a second. It's okay. We'll see what he throws out next, though. And that is going to be... Bronzong, the Steel and Psychic-type Pokemon with the ability Levitate, which my Bronzong does not have. It has Psychic, Gyro Ball, Calm Mind, and Earthquake. Now, I'm sure this Earthquake is going to hurt Gyoja a lot, but I get the feeling he's going to be able to survive one. Now, because Bronzong is so slow, we're going to try a Fire Punch here and see how much we can knock it down. I would not be doing this if this thing had Heat Proof. Instead, I would be trying to Earthquake it with my Bronzong, but because it has Levitate, this is going to be the play here. Psychic. Oh, well, duh. Of course it's going to use Psychic over Earthquake. What am I even saying? At least it hasn't Calm-Minded yet. Maybe we can tank this. Yes! Good job, Gyoja. Okay, come on. Let's see if we can knock this thing down a peg. And I'm going to keep Gyoja out for the last Pokemon here, in fact, because, yeah, try to get at least one hit in before we get knocked out. Okay. Last Pokemon, Alakazam with Psychic, Focus Blast, Recover, and Energy Ball. That Psychic is the sweeper right here. It has the ability Synchronize, much like Espeon, but I am going to try to get in one quickie here. Nope, it's faster. Gosh dang it. I was really, really, really hoping that it was not going to be faster. Ugh, Alakazam is such an annoying sweeper. Really a big pain to deal with. Okay, I'm going to switch to Gong, who can actually resist quite a bit here. And I'm going to take the time to heal my team up a little bit. So, yeah, there's not really anything that he should be able to use that is going to knock Gong out in more than a couple of turns. He's probably going to just stick to Focus Blast, and Focus Blast is pretty inaccurate, so hopefully we can just rely on that. Even if this lands, maybe it won't be too much damage. I don't know. We will see. It's going to hurt because of Alakazam's insane special attack. But hey, look at that. We could tank two. We can tank one more of those, in fact. Okay, this is definitely the time. I'm going to use a Revival Herb on Era here. And now we've got both of our Ghost-type Pokemon back in our pocket, which is good. I will be saving all future Max Revives and Revival Herbs for the champion. Another Focus Blast. Of course, it landed. That's fine with me. The only problem with Alakazam is it might start spamming Recover, and that'll get annoying. Good job, Gong. Good job. Oh! What? I have a plan. I have a plan here. I have a really big plan. I'm going to full restore Gong, actually. That is the idea. Okay, I'm going to hope that Alakazam is going to keep spamming Focus Blast, because this might work. We'll see. Hold on. Another Focus Blast. Can't believe it's still landing at 70% accuracy. My gosh. Of course, I'm getting super unlucky here, but that's okay. That's fine. Keep at it. Now, Trick Room. Focus Blast. That's okay. Do it again. And we are going to try to get the speed advantage on this Alakazam here. Come on. There it is. Trick Room. Perfect. Now, I don't know if Geist is slower than this thing, but I know with absolute certainty that my Drifblim will be slower than this thing. So I am going to switch to her after my Gong here gets knocked out, and we are going to try to knock Alakazam out as quickly as possible. Of course, it landed every single Focus Blast under the sun. Again, I would never have that kind of luck. Are you kidding me? Like, let me just reconfirm. Yep, 70% accuracy. That's a bunch of bull, and that's also the last of its Focus Blasts. But now that the dimensions are twisted, we should be able to easily get this Shadow Ball off first. And I also get the feeling that whatever it throws out isn't going to knock Era out anyway. And there we go. Lucian is down. Still the hardest fight of the four for my team composition by far, but we still managed it. And there we go. I see. You getting past the 3 before me was no fluke. Your power is real. Congratulations, you've now beaten the Elite Four. However, that doesn't mean you're done with the Pokemon League. There remains the champion. I should warn you, the champion is far stronger than the Elite Four. Now go on, step through the doorway to your final battle. I will do that. But, just as we do this, as we approach the last elevator, of course, I'm going to take the time to completely heal my team, so let me do that really quickly. Okay, everyone is ready to go. You can see that Helena is just missing a sliver of HP, but it's only like 9 HP, which I don't think is enough to make the difference if I were to use a full restore or not, so I'm not going to really worry about it too much. Let's do this thing. We are still under-leveled for this fight, but I definitely have much more of a chance now than I would have 5-6 levels ago, so let's begin. Have you been keeping well? Thank you for Mount Coronet, and for the Distortion World. I'm truly grateful. Together, you and your Pokemon overcame all the challenges you faced, however difficult. It means that you've triumphed over any personal weaknesses too. The power you learned, I can feel it emanating from you. But that's enough talk. Let's get on with why we're here. As the Pokemon League champion, I accept your challenge. Because yes, indeed, Cynthia is the champion of the Sinnoh League, and I mean, there's a reason why she's got such an amazing reputation. She is the most badass champion to ever champion across all of the Pokemon games. I love her. Her first Pokemon is Spiritomb, which as of this generation has no weaknesses. Being a Ghost and Dark type, it has the ability Pressure with the moves Silver Wind, Dark Pulse, Psychic, and Shadow Ball. I wanted to bring Triton out specifically for this one just because it doesn't really have anything that's super strong against Triton. It has pretty darn good defenses, as well as okay attack and special attack. What it doesn't have, though, is a very good speed. So we do have the advantage on it, even with our super slow Gastrodon here. So I'm just going to try to whittle this thing down without putting it into full restore range, and then we should be good. This is pretty much the only time I'm going to get to use Triton all that much anyway, outside of one other niche use case. So I also wanted to do this because I didn't want Pressure taking away too many power points before we got too involved. But Spiritomb goes down first. On to the next one, which I get a good feeling as to what she's going to throw out next, and that is Roserade, the Grass and Poison type Pokemon with Sludge Bomb, Energy Ball, Extra Sensory, and Toxic. For this one, I am going to be switching on over to Era, which mostly resists just about everything that she is going to throw out at us. Of course, it absolutely can use Toxic and make my life a living hell, but if I can knock this thing down, it's a win for Era, and she has made herself useful in this playthrough. Extra Sensory first, which obviously can cause flinching, and that can be very annoying, especially if I had that in like tandem with a King's Rock or something. That would suck, but we're good. Okay, so Fly is off. Remember that Roserade has way better special defense than physical defense, so we're probably not going to one-shot this thing, but we are going to do a substantial amount of damage, I think. Guess we'll find out for sure, though. It does have the ability Natural Cure, and down it goes with the critical hit. Good job, Era. So proud of you. All right, and that is a little bit of experience, enough to get her to level 57. And then we're on to the next one, which is Milotic, the Water-type Pokemon with the ability Marvel Scale, which actually I have to remind myself what that ability does really quickly. This Pokemon, oh yeah, so any non-volatile status condition that hits it, its defense is increased by 50%. So you give it poison, burn, paralysis, any of those things, it suddenly gets a whole heck of a lot tankier. Now, I'm going to be ballsy about this, but I am going to switch to Helena for this. Like I said, Milotic has really beefy defenses, but its special defense is really its biggest specialty. So trying to break through that is not going to be easy, and I don't know if it has the advantage, which is why I chanced Giga Drain, because I wasn't sure if it was going to be faster or not. It was not. So probably could have used Petal Dance, but oh well. Let's at least top up our health a little bit. And let's see what this Mirror Coat. Okay. Ow. That might be a one-shot. We will see. Yes, it is. Oh my gosh, I did not think it was going to do that. Anyway, yeah, Mirror Coat, Dragon Pulse, Ice Beam, and Surf. That's a lot of damage. That's okay. We'll be fine. We are going to switch on over to Geist now. And hopefully I can knock this thing out straight away with a Thunderbolt. Obviously, that remains to be seen, though. No guarantee that this is going to work out great. Come on. Yes. Okay, thank goodness. Well, Helena, unfortunately, wasn't able to do a ton. That kind of sucks, but she's not really going to have a lot of opportunities against the rest of the Pokemon because next up is Lucario, the Fighting and Steel Pokemon with the ability Steadfast. It has Aura Sphere, Shadow Ball, Stone Edge, and Extreme Speed. And for this one, I think I'm going to go with Gyoja, which I fear is about to draw out Cynthia's strongest Pokemon if I do knock out this Lucario here. Now, do I even dare? I dare. Let's see if we can just one-shot this thing with close combat in the fist plate. Come on! All the way down. I believe in you, Gyoja. You can do this. Yes, indeed. All right. Yeah, so what? We lost our defenses, best defenses. I'm going to be switching anyway because I do not want Gyoja going up against these last two Pokemon. Oh, no way. Okay, I thought she was... Okay, I mean, I guess that kind of also makes sense. It is a flying-type Pokemon. But next up, holy crap, we have ourselves Togekiss, which actually I am going to switch back on over to Triton for. Normal and flying-type Pokemon with the ability Hustle, which I have to remind myself what that one does as well. Increases the user's attack stat by 50%, but lowers the accuracy of the user's physical moves by 20%, which doesn't matter because this thing's got Air Slash, Aura Sphere, Water Pulse, and Shockwave, so it's not really doing anything. Although this Air Slash is still definitely going to hurt. In fact, I probably should have healed before I did anything. Nope, we're good. Okay, Stone Edge time. Yes. I'm so glad that we got this Pokemon as opposed to the others. So Togekiss has really good defenses, but its physical defense isn't as strong as its special defense. Now, I definitely don't want to lose Triton in this fight, so I'm going to do this. And I'm going to focus on using Stone Edges if I can here. Well, actually, let me see if I just want to keep it out of full restore range. So maybe I'll use an Ice Beam and then a Stone Edge. We'll see how much damage that does. So Aura Sphere, that was just to be a guaranteed hit, which makes sense. Makes sense a lot. In fact, man, I kind of really want to take the time to heal. I really want to take the time actually to also heal Geist here because I am going to need... No, well, what am I saying? Geist is totally healed. What am I doing? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Ice Beam. Let's see how much this does. The problem with Air Slash is it can cause flinch, so that could mess up my day a little bit here. Also, that was a lot of damage, and there is that flinch damage. I did not do the math in my head of whether or not it's going to survive a second Air Slash, but we will see. It did not. Okay. Wasn't really thinking about that too much. Oops. Let's go over to Gong Gong, which I believe should be able to handle most of what this Togekiss throws out. I wish this thing was a fairy type, but it is not. Not in this generation anyway. So let me throw out a Max Revive, and then, or I guess a Revival Herb. Let's get rid of all these ones first. It just makes more sense. There we go. Oh my goodness, come on. I love the music, the theme to this fight too. It's so good. So good. This is a champion fight right here. I know there are other champions that kind of emulated Cynthia's strength, but man, nothing just comes out and kicks your ass quite like Cynthia does. She's got such great Pokemon. You know, I almost want to do this. I almost want to Trick Room this. I want to Trick Room this. I'm going to do that right now. It's not going to probably last long enough anyway to bite me in the ass later, but it should be good for now if we can get this going, and then we can actually throw off a couple shots here. So let's do a Flash Cannon since we are faster, and we'll just let Gong Gong get knocked out here. But I think this is going to work, actually. Okay, just a little bit of damage. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And then I will switch back on over to Triton, who should be able to knock this thing out with another Stone Edge. At least I hope so. I really hope we're not like right on the... Oh! Right on the cusp. Okay, I'll just do another Flash Cannon. I really hope this doesn't put it in full restore range or I'm going to be upset. Come on. Maybe I shouldn't have even bothered. Maybe I shouldn't have even bothered. That's definitely in full restore range. Shoot! Okay, this might be a little bit of a problem. We will see. But we got 3 turns to... do as much damage as we can with what we have. Let's switch back on over to... Do I go back to Triton next? I will. I'll go back to Triton. Yep, I need... While I'm taking advantage of the Trick Room. Okay, Stone Edge time. Here we go. 1 full restore. That's fine. We should be able to whittle this thing down. Hopefully. I just got to make sure these Stone Edges actually land, which they didn't. Come on. Thank you. Okay, that one actually hit. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Only got 1 more shot now before the speed changes around again, so that's going to be annoying. There's Air Slash. Come on. Oh my gosh, the critical hit. And it returned to normal. That sucks. Man, that's like 2 double whammies in one freaking turn that I just could not afford to get. Oh my goodness. This Togekiss is actually by far her strongest Pokemon. I mean, I am being a little cute about this. I absolutely could switch on over to Geist and just try to Thunderbolt this thing, but I don't know, man. I really want to just knock this thing out with anything but Geist because I'm kind of saving Geist right now. Okay, Air Slash again. Come on, fight through this, buddy. Fight through this. Don't get flinched. I believe in you. And then we got to... Oh, my gosh. Again. Are you actually kidding me? Oh, my goodness. This is annoying. Okay. I don't want to switch to Era because of Shockwave. And I don't want to switch to Gyoja either. I have to. I have to switch to Era here. This Togekiss is messing me up, man. All right, screw it. Or we're just going to have to go back to healing again. Revival Herb. I'm going to go Triton first. We'll see how much Shockwave does. It probably won't one-shot Era, but it might get really darn close. I don't know. We will see. I really hope it doesn't, so I can use another Max Revive on Gong Gong, possibly. And then I can get back to sort of whittling it down with Gong Gong again. Come on. Oh, there we go. That's what I was hoping for. All right, Era, you are pretty much cleared to just faint on this next turn. And then I'm going to really hope again, as I make another pass at my luck here, really hope again that I can actually knock this thing out. Okay, here we go. So we still have... I'm just going to switch to Gyoja and see if I can do as much damage as possible. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do that. Let's do that. Let's try to close combat this thing. I'm going to see if I can just knock this thing out right here. Come on, Gyoja. I believe in you. Do it. You are faster. Maybe we can get it. This is for all the marbles. Yo! Oh my gosh, it was so close. No. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks, and she's absolutely going to use another full restore here. Ah, that hurts every fiber of my being. It did. Whoa. Really? Okay, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. So because if she's not using a full restore there, she won't on the next turn. Trick Room time. Okay, let's just knock this thing out. Oh, man. I am so glad that she didn't use a full restore there, but... Maybe, I don't know, maybe she's got him in her back pocket for her last Pokemon, which would totally make sense because that is by far the most difficult, but hopefully with Trick Room, we have an edge here. Her last Pokemon is none other than Garchomp. It's a Dragon and Ground type Pokemon with the ability Sand Veil. This thing has Dragon Rush, Flamethrower, Earthquake, and Giga Impact, and is by far her strongest Pokemon. This thing is a beast. It is fast. It hits hard. It's got so many contingency plans and is the stuff of nightmares for every single Gen 4 fan. Just ask them. We're going to hit it with an Ice Beam, though. We do have the speed advantage for a few more turns. Let's take advantage of it. Come on. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. That Citrus Berry is going to proc, too, which means I can get it with an Ice Beam on the next one. I don't even have to use... Oh, but I'm going to feel so bad if I don't use that. Oh, and the Dragon Rush missed too! Okay, I have a confession to make. My plan was to, all the way up to this point, and this is the only reason I went with Frost Rotom was so I could use Blizzard on this guy right here. And now I'm not even going to be able to do it because we have a Trick Room set up and Triton's just faster. But that was the entire conceit for this whole Let's Play around picking Frost Rotom was for this Garchomp. And I didn't even need it. Didn't even need it for that. Don't get me wrong, Geist did plenty throughout the rest of the game, but did not need its Blizzard. Triton, you were awesome. I had to revive you a bunch, but you were awesome. Just a few minutes ago, you were the most powerful challenger, and just now, you became the most powerful of all the trainers. You are now our newest champion. That was excellent. Truly an outstanding battle. You gave the support your Pokemon needed to maximize their power, and you guided them with certainty to secure victory. You have both passion and calculating coolness. Together, you and your Pokemon can overcome any challenge that may come your way. Those are the impressions I got from our battle. I'm glad I got to take part in the crowning of Sinnoh's new champion. Come with me, we'll take the lift. Didn't you say we? Okay, I guess just me. The room ahead is the Hall of Fame. Dawn, your last battle was splendid. Oh, hello, Professor Rowan. A child I enlisted for my Pokedex project has come this far. It's only natural that I come and witness the child's crowning glory. Dawn, I shouldn't call you a child anymore. You've grown into a real champion. Professor, you still enjoy the enthusiasm kids bring to your research, don't you? Dawn, step this way, please. Professor Rowan, please join us. It's been a long while since I last entered this room. If your last time here was when I became champion, then yes, that would be quite a long time ago. Dawn, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Your names will be recorded for posterity here. What you are leaving are the memories of your adventures so far. It's time to record your names, you and your Pokemon. Remember, your Pokemon are partners that grew with you through many challenging battles. This machine will make a permanent record of your achievement. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have beaten Pokemon Platinum. Man, what a journey. I was really worried about this Let's Play, and there are still aspects of it that I think I'm a little bit worried about in hindsight, fumbling over certain things and whatnot. But I had a great time. I really had a great time going through this game. I genuinely think that Pokemon Platinum is one of the best Pokemon games out there, and I stand by that. Even for a game that I don't just have this big childhood fondness for, I love it. I love it a lot. I think I was really intrigued by this team and trying to use it the entire time and completely stepping out of my comfort zone to do it. And, I mean, it certainly wasn't optimal. I will say that right now. I definitely would have rather used some of my favorite Pokemon in this playthrough. That would have definitely done better than some of my picks. But hey, it still went pretty darn well, and I still had a very good time with it, and using some Pokemon that I have really never used before. I had a good time with it. I did. However, all is pretty much said and done as far as the main game is concerned, and I said before that this was going to be a casual Let's Play, which leaves kind of the post-game as this open-ended thing, right? Here's the deal. I am actually going to end up delaying the post-game for this game for quite a bit, as this takes, an eternity to save. Because... There we go. Because we need to get a move on to Pokemon Black and White 2. I really want to get that Let's Play going, and I don't want to delay it any further by making you guys wade through a whole bunch of post-game. Now, I said earlier in the Let's Play that it was only going to take us a few episodes to do so. I actually don't think that's going to be the case anymore. It's not that I'm going to do the most extensive coverage of Pokemon Platinum's postgame that you've ever seen. It's just that I think no matter what I do, it's still going to take about a dozen-ish episodes at minimum to go through all of it. We still have other routes to explore. There's still an entire section of the map we haven't even been to. We need to go over a fair number of late-game things. Even if I'm not going to be necessarily going after the legendaries and whatnot, although that I'm still actually on the fence of. I don't know if I want to do what I did with the Pokemon Emerald Let's Play and just go after all of the legendaries, but as of right now, I'm saying no to that. But there's still just so much that I want to talk about with this game that right now does not feel like a time to continue, because if we do, this Let's Play is going on for another month and a half plus. And yeah, I want to move on to Black and White 2. We've been putting that one off long enough. This Let's Play already went much longer than I was expecting it to. It's actually one of the longest mainline Pokemon games, at least just for the main story, that I've ever done on this channel. Like, it rivals the length of my Emerald, Black and White, and Leaf Green Let's Plays in their totality. And I covered the post-game in all three of those. So this... Platinum's a big game, man. It's a big game. It's a long game, and I can see so much of why people love this game. I do. And I love it too. I really do. Just not with the rose-tinted glasses that I think a lot of other people do. I think with my regular glasses, I can see a very well put together, a very lovely Pokemon game here that I like a lot. I just needed a lot of help along the way. Needed some guides, needed some support and whatnot to actually even pretend I knew what I was talking about. So, yeah, very good Let's Play though. I'm very happy that it's done, and we will come back to it, but it's going to be something that we're going to be saving for a little bit down the road. I will make sure to hold on to this save file for dear life. We shouldn't be losing it unless something goes horribly wrong, and we will be able to pick up where we left off later down the road, probably at the end of the Black and White 2 playthrough, maybe possibly even another playthrough after that. But guys, that is going to be it for me in this Let's Play. Thank you all so very much for watching, at least for the time being. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode very, very much. And I will see you all in the next one.